Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.
A message from McAfee.
I'd say howdy, but I'm not a real cowboy.
And I'm not a real alien.
We're deep fakes, and because of fakes like us,
it's hard to tell what's real.
Unless you have McAfee. McAfee's scam detector automatically identifies text and email scams.
And even deep fakes.
And it works everywhere, even out on the range.
Yeehaw!
But you're not even a real cowboy.
If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And good morning. Good morning, everyone. As we are now 48 hours away from Christmas, the song says, be kind to everyone. And it's time to practice what we preach. Dominic Carter here with you. We're taking your live calls this hour, coast to coast, at 800-848-9222. So you knew it was just a matter of time. And the question is, when will the president of Brown University be forced to step down? Because she has to be next. The campus, the university, the Ivy League institution, Brown University, has placed its campus police chief on administrative leave in wake of the deadly shooting in Providence, in which we know 2 students lost their lives, and the administrative leave is effective immediately. That means, in all likelihood, he is going to be fired. Now, this all stems in the wake of a janitor at Brown University coming forward to say that he warned campus security about the suspicious individual, not once but twice, in weeks leading up to the mass shooting. So what will happen now? The former chief of police of the Providence Police Department, Hugh Clements, will serve as interim chief at Providence in terms of Brown University. And this, as the Trump administration, and rightfully so, is now investigating the Ivy League school. According to Linda McMahon, the education secretary, the department, and I'm quoting here, is initiating a review of Brown to determine if it has upheld its obligation under the law to maintain campus security. And the secretary goes on to say students deserve to feel safe at school, and every university across this nation must protect their students and be equipped with adequate resources to aid law enforcement. So the Trump administration investigating. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you folks. You know, in a little more than a week, the socialists elected mayor of America's largest city here in New York. Mamdani takes over. What is going on in the world? I feel like that's a reciprocal question. So here's what I'm talking about. Among the people, when did anti-Semitism become okay to be out in full public view? Among the people on Mamdani's transition team, some actually supported the killing of Jews after October 7th. So in a regular world, that would be a disqualifying factor, but not in Mamdani's New York. Mamdani was asked about this. Will he reject them from his administration? Listen to this guy doing the double talk, the two-step dance, and not answering the question.
So I have always spoken out against anti-Semitism and hatred in any form, and have made it clear that the commitment I have made to protect New Yorkers, to protect Jewish New Yorkers, is one that I will uphold as the next mayor of this city. And we must distinguish between anti-Semitism and criticism of the Israeli government. The ADL's report oftentimes ignores this distinction, and in doing so it draws attention away from the very real crisis of anti-Semitism we see not only just in our city but in the country at large. And this is a team we are speaking of more than 400 New Yorkers that we have assembled to advise on the transition. These are committees, 17 of which that range from worker justice to the importance of the arts. And we will continue to build an administration of appointees that reflect not only our commitments but also the fulfillment of our affordability agenda.
But did any of those examples I read, or in the report, if your team looked at it, did any of those go too far to where you said, okay, this is kind of anti-Semitic?
I think there's no tolerance for anti-Semitism, and also when we're thinking about critiques of Zionism and different forms of political expression, as much of what this report focuses on, there's a wide variety of political opinion, even within our own 400-plus transition committee, on the Israeli government and its conduct.
On the Israeli government and its conduct. He's not even hiding his anti-Semitism. 800-848-9222. Remarkable and incredible that as we close out this year in just, a week and a half, that something like this is occurring, that this man is about to become the mayor of New York City, America's largest city, and no one can do anything to stop it. Congresswoman arrogance, Ilhan Omar. At least a few of her colleagues in Washington, they want to get rid of her. So, for example, Congressman Randy Fine, he's working on not only just getting Ilhan Omar expelled from Congress, but also deported. And she clearly should be shown the door.
Well, I agree with the president 100%. Ilhan Omar is a walking example of everything that is wrong with our legal immigration policy. We imported tens of thousands of people who hate America, add no value to it, rob and steal from us. And we're supposed to be okay with it. I don't think Ilhan Omar should be expelled from Congress. I think she should be expelled from the United States. And that's something that I'm working on. But what prompted me to take this position is she decided to send around fundraising emails saying I should be expelled from Congress. Well, if that's her view, she should go for it. And so what I've said is if I'm going to try to expel her, it won't be in a fundraising email. She'll deal with it on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives.
And get rid of her. It really is that simple. We see all your calls coming in, 800-848-9222. We'll begin with them momentarily. But in light of Ilhan Omar and Minnesota, the Trump administration, and this is a wonderful thing, is sending in a strike team to Minnesota. And now the corruption is so widespread, they are looking at unemployment fraud under Governor Dum Dum Tim Walz. And so the Trump administration, as you listen to an official here, they're going in with the strike team to Minnesota, and they're expanding their investigation.
You sent a team from the Labor Department to investigate. What's this about fraud tourists?
Well, unemployment insurance fraud is something that the American people don't deserve. The unemployment insurance fund is to be whole for one specific reason, and that's to bridge the gap between when people lose their job at no fault of their own, that they can find a new job, and it's to bridge that gap. When you steal hundreds of millions of dollars from the American taxpayer, we need to find out what is happening. So I did send a letter. The Department of Labor, through the Employment and Training Administration, sent a letter to Minnesotans to say, we want to know what is happening. So please produce those reports. So we're going to send in a UI strike team to find out exactly what's happening on the ground. We will not tolerate fraud under this administration.
Was there this fraud tourism? I'm interested in that. I'm told there were Somalis loading up suitcases with dollars and flying to Africa to deliver it. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to find out. And those are the reports that we're demanding by the 1st of January. So when that UI strike team goes in, we can do that full investigation and report to the American people exactly where those dollars have gone.
At a minimum, Governor Dum Dum, Tim Walz, up for re-election, should lose his re-election bid. It's utterly disgusting. The way that the American taxpayer has been robbed, completely robbed, in Minnesota. 800-848-9222. Let's begin with your calls. Line 1, Mr. C, Borough Park, Brooklyn. What's on your mind?
Thank you, Dominic. Dominic, for a long time it's been bothering me, and probably many of your listeners. When you announce a heinous crime and you say that the perpetrator has been guilty of other crimes, maybe 9, 10, 11 times or more, can you please announce the name of the judge who handled the last crime and announce his name so we could maybe take him to task? What do you think, Dominic?
Well, I try when the name is available. Sometimes the name of the judge is not available. Now, you said he. Sometimes it's a she. This is 2025, and we have women on the bench as well. So it's a great idea, Mr. C. When the information is available, I try my best to reveal it, but it's not always available. I'll give you the final word before I move on.
No, I just appreciate everything you say and do, Dominic, and just be well. Stay well, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and Merry Christmas. Let's go to Patrick, line 3, Indiana. What's on your mind, Patrick?
Yes. I was alarmed at President Trump's speech about the midterms. The tariff money, he gave the military tariff money, but I thought he should have given at least the middle class the same, because he had talked before about giving the middle class $2,000, and he didn't say anything about that in his speech. And I think leaving the middle class out is going to turn a lot of people off about the midterms and not vote for him, because money talks.
You're correct, money talks, but Patrick, you're making a big assumption, and in my case, the wrong assumption. Who says it's a done deal? Who says that he's not going to give the middle class these types of I don't know if you want to call it a rebate. I don't know what you want to call it, but and Patrick. That. Well, okay, but there are fewer members of the military than there are American citizens, right? So, and the military deserves it. So you feel the military shouldn't get it?
No, the military should get it, but everybody else should get it too, because maybe they have to lower the amount of dollars, but everybody in the middle class should get it too, because he had been talking about that before. Okay, well,
Patrick, let's wait and see what happens. It's not over. The game is not over. The president may deliver. It may not happen on your timetable in the way you want it done, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a good man, and if he says he's going to do it, if there's any way possible to do it, he's going to do it. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Say hello to the all-new Alexa Plus and see how Alexa can do so much more for you. Need tickets to see your favorite artist? Craving your comfort restaurant? Just sit back, relax, and talk naturally. Alexa's on it. It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new Alexa.
Meet the computer you can talk to. With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration, and use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance so you can master new apps, games, and skills faster. Try now at windows.com/Copilot.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. So Netflix is basically Santa this year. 2 NFL games on Christmas Day, streaming live. At 1 p.m. Eastern, it's Cowboys, Commanders. Then at 4:30, you've got Lions, Vikings. Midwest football, playoff stakes, and probably some snow. Watching holiday football is a tradition the whole family can enjoy. Open some gifts, grab some food, settle in, and watch NFL Live on Netflix this Christmas Day.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And back to the phones we go. Line 1, Sherman in Manhattan. Good morning, Sherman. What's on your mind?
Good morning and very Merry Christmas to you. Let me say this very quickly. I am so grateful for the show, how much you have done for me to be able to call in and express my point of view and have it received in such a respectful manner. I'm always going to remember this. You gentlemen have no idea, speaking for myself and probably everybody else, how much you do for us with this show.
Well, thank you. We
also,
try our best,
Sherman,
to give everybody an equal voice.
Listen, this show is better than everything on TV. Okay, it's better than CNN, it's better than MSNBC, it's better than NBC, it's better than CBS, even it's better than all that stuff.
Well, thank you.
So simple as that. I'm at the supermarket today, and I'm shopping, and these two guys, they look like they probably are Dominican. They were speaking in Spanish. They're standing on the side, and they're watching everybody. They watch me, and they look at me, and I give them a nice, hard, long glare. And my instinct said they're scheming. They had a piece of meat between them that they looked like they were trying to pretend like they were talking about, and they bought nothing. They I guess they didn't find anybody in there that they were willing to try, but they were standing there on the side, staring at everybody walking by, pretending like they were talking about a piece of meat. They were between 27 and 30 years of age, and he's just total street guys. This is the world we're living in, where they're in the supermarket now. And I'm not going to just say that about somebody. I grew up in some rough areas. I know when people are scheming. I know when they're not. It was kind of like when you watch those National Geographic shows and the lions are on the side watching all the different animals go by and they're trying to see who they could pick. It was just like, right, it was just like that. They found nobody they could pounce on. And I also went to the emergency room today because I had a sinus infection that flared up again. It was like a third world country in there. Most of the people all the way in there were from South America. They're all Latino people. The police officer, when you came in, he would ask how old you are. The people couldn't even understand that simple question. How old are you? What is your age? They had to go get an interpreter for him.
Wow. Well, Sherman, it's the world that we live in, and we hope that your sinuses are okay. But it's medical care via emergency room, which is the most expensive medical care that one could get.
Right.
And this is why I say Democrats are conning, because they say, no, it doesn't include migrants. Yes, it does, because they go to the emergency room and it's billed through Medicaid, period.
Right.
And so I'm glad you gave the guys the stare in the supermarket, because sometimes you have to let them know that you're not playing. And, your long stare could have saved an innocent woman from being stuck up and robbed by this pair. Sometimes, I know it's dangerous out here, but sometimes you just have to step up and do what's right. But it was no doubt in your mind that they were trying to set somebody up to evict somebody.
Absolutely, because they looked at me twice. I walked by them, and I was looking in the chicken section. And then when I turned around to go back that direction, they were still standing there, and I caught them staring at me. Then they realized that I'm staring at them. Then they pretend like they weren't looking at me. And so it was like, hey, I'm not looking up at the ceiling. I'm not going to look at the floor. I'm not going to look to my left. I'm not going to look to my right. I'm going to give them, in the streets, like it's called a 3 to 5 second stare. That's how you command respect. You don't glare at people, but you give them that 3 to 5 second stare, and that's enough.
And lock them looking in their eyes. Sherman, thank you for the great call. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Folks, time for a break. When we come back, we see all of your live calls.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Retirement isn't just about closing out your career. It's mornings that begin with a sunrise instead of an alarm, and the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. With a New York Life financial professional, you'll have the guidance to make it real, so your years of hard work become the life you've always imagined. Your life. New York Life. More powerful together. Start today at nyl.com.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
Kann du Norsk?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
now. From New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. We see all of your telephone calls, and here we are, Christmas week. I'm going to try to get to all of your calls, certainly as many as possible. So let's start with Alice in Ohio. Good morning, Alice. What's on your mind?
Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Same to you and your family.
Oh, thank you very much. Very quickly, I just want to say I'm disgusted with the Jeffrey Epstein situation. He is dead. He's a pervert. He hurt so many people. Now in death, he's hurting this country. His accomplice is in prison where she belongs. If they're going to do something to help the victims, do it. But not at the cost of the country. This is going to accomplish nothing.
Well, hey, Alice, I take it you get a chance to listen to this program every now and then. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yes. I love this station.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. On this program, you don't hear me talking that often about the Epstein situation because I know it's a complete smokescreen just in an attempt to bring down President Trump. That's all this is about, period.
But it's everywhere else, and it's disgusting. And
you're correct.
Why aren't the Republicans saying enough?
I think they tried a little bit. Certainly, the speaker did, but it's like a snowball rolling down the hill, and it just keeps gaining momentum and gaining steam. But I mean, okay, pictures emerge with Clinton, perhaps inappropriate in some quarters, inappropriate photos. But I mean, I unless there's a smoking gun somewhere, Alice, I just think that it's time to let this go. With no disrespect to the victims, victims, but it's just time to let this go.
You are so right. I haven't had a chance to get it off my chest, and I just wanted to express it. This is, and you're wonderful for taking my call about it.
Well,
and
thank you, Alice, and you got it off your chest, and that's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much. Let's go to line 1, Vincent, Brooklyn, New York. Vincent, what's on your mind?
Yeah, to you and your Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you and yours, Dominic. And I heard you say earlier in the show that the the groundskeeper or the janitor warned the authorities, the campus authorities, about this individual, and they didn't do anything.
Yes.
Brown better get out the checkbook and better start emptying out some money out of that endowment account, because you know those lawsuits are coming. The lawyers are lining up right now.
If I'm Brown, Vincent, if I'm Brown, I wouldn't even put up a defense because that's a waste of legal fees that could go towards settlements.
Exactly.
Just have the lawyers look over the contracts to the families of the deceased ones. That's going to cost anywhere between, I'd say, 10 and, oh boy, but wait a minute. They're going to go on, those were Brown students. They're going to go on potential income for years to come, which means that these kids could have made millions of dollars with an Ivy League education. So you're going to pay 10 to 20 to 30 million per family for the two deceased families, if not more. You're going to pay easily $1 million or $2 million for each of the 9 victims. Then you're going to have to pay for emotional distress to all the other students that happen to be in the building at that time. You're going to pay. Period. And the president is going to be forced to walk the plank. If she thinks that it's going to stop with just the head of campus security, she is delusional. She went before all the cameras, and the lady knew nothing. So she's done as well.
Well, that's all the more the reason why we need accountability, and Linda McMahon is going to bring it to Brown and these other schools. And it's enough of this woke nonsense. Let's get back to fact that like 40, 50 years ago, you didn't even need guards at high schools. Maybe they had a hallway monitor who was a student or something. Now you need armed guards at high schools at the entrances. And what? They're letting these nut jobs walk around on college, and people are paying $70,000, $80,000 a year tuition for that?
70, 80. It's $100,000 a year at Brown.
100. I stand corrected, Dominic. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I point out that when my daughter went undergrad, she went to Syracuse, and it's almost $40,000 a year. I think it was like $39,000, and I almost had a heart attack at that point. And then she couldn't stop.
That was years ago.
That was years ago. And then she couldn't stop. She needed a master's degree. So I said to her, listen, you got to compromise with me. Go to the City University of New York. They had just started their master's program in journalism. Mm-hmm. And she got her master's from CUNY. And I think that was cheap. That was $16,000 for the entire master's. But that didn't include living expenses.
Exactly.
So we had to get her an apartment in the Riverdale section of the Bronx, because I was not going to have my baby girl staying in the hood. And then I think that was $2,800 a month. So, you're going to pay. You're going to pay. And Vincent, as far as the DEI, this is why I'm against it. So, yes, it's nice that you got a black face up there as the head of security. It's nice that you got a Latino face as the police commissioner. But what's the point if I can't understand a word the police commissioner is saying, and if the commissioner or director of campus security ignored 2 threats, and when I say ignored, meaning that it happened on your watch, so it's your responsibility. If your number 2 didn't kick it up the chain to you, then shame on you. That's why you're on administrative leave. DEI is one of the worst things that's ever happened in America. It's lowered standards, and we just can't have it. We can't have it. Thank you for the call. Let's go to line 2, Silas, Staten Island, New York. Silas, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more about the DEI. We have the most powerful military in the world, and what good is it if you hire an idiot like we had before Trump? So basically, the auto pen was running the nation at that time, and 20 million people invaded this nation. So they walked right in on the most powerful nation. You couldn't do that to Russia. You couldn't put that many people into Qatar. You couldn't do it, because they're not that stupid. And the same with this college. The DEI is the problem. They're dead. Stupid people get us killed. And then when they speak about Mandami coming in here, he hates billionaires and he hates Jews. What problem would this world have if we didn't have billionaires. And how does it hurt us by having more billionaires? And then they attack the Jews. When you walk down the street anywhere, you're not afraid of being attacked by Jews. You don't worry about that. So why are they making Jews the villain? Why are they making Jews the villain? And why can't people understand the Democrat Party is the party that's embracing these Jew haters, they're embracing these Christian haters, and they're embracing these billionaires? Why can't people see they're the party who's bringing us down?
Because they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it, Silas. You know they don't want to see it. By the way, just stand by with me for a second. Police, the NYPD in Brooklyn, one of those anti-Semitic attacks that happened, the one where the man was stabbed only inches away from his heart, police have made an arrest. And so it was a week-long manhunt. A 23-year-old by the name of Charles Armani has been arrested on hate crime charges. Good. For allegedly knifing a 35-year-old Lubavitch Hasidic right outside the temple, is what I'm trying to say. The arrogance to do something like this right outside the temple. This man, he reportedly said that he's going to kill Jewish people. I'm going to kill a Jew today. I don't give a F. And then I won't even read the rest of what he said as it relates to the Holocaust. Right. This idiot. And so now he's going to claim racism. Oh, you're attacking me because I'm black. No. You stabbed somebody only inches away from their heart. And you were stupid enough to say something anti-Semitic. So now, you dumb individual, you're looking at not just criminal charges, but in addition, a hate crime charge. And they're going to prove it. So good luck with that, idiot. Go ahead, Silas.
And that's what I say. Did they describe him? Yeah. I tell every black person that I meet and every white person, stay away from this anti-Semitic nonsense. If black people would join together with Jews the way they did in the 60s, we could overcome it. But I don't know how to convince the black community to say, those are your best friends. When your grandmother walks down the street, she never has to fear a Jew attacking her. She has to fear another black. Take every black child that was shot by another black. It had nothing to do with Jews. Why are you hating Jewish people? They didn't do it. They're not guilty. I don't understand.
Silas, thank you for the telephone call. And, as Silas was just speaking, what I'm thinking about is what occurred December 6th. So I'm in Harlem. I had just emceed for the children of the Police Athletic League, their Christmas party. And whenever I'm in Harlem, I try and kill two birds with one stone. So what do you mean by that? I'll often go to the fish market and buy some fish, or you can buy some steamed vegetables. They cook it for you, the fish, blah, 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 blah. And so what I often do, I strongly believe that we have to give back. And I remember, when my grandmother didn't have much money, and so I'll pick people at random and while I'm there and just literally pay for their food. And I happened to do it for this woman, and she had a child with her. And, a lot of people with dignity will say, no, thank you. And I say, no, I insist. And then generally they'll accept. And so I said to her, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And she said, I want Christmas to be over with immediately. And I'm like, I don't understand. And so it's a woman of color, and this goes right back to the last caller, what he just said. And she said, do you pay attention to the news? And so I try not to tell people what I do for a living. And then when they hear me talk, sometimes they know right away. They recognize the voice. So she didn't recognize the voice. And she said, my son is the boy that was shot in the head in Brooklyn last weekend. And that's why I want the holidays to be over with. And what do you say to a mother were her child, her teenage boy. And then she went on to say these black boys have got to put down these guns. And she was absolutely heartbroken. Absolutely heartbroken. Let's go to Gene, line 4, Mount Vernon. Gene, what's on your mind? Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. The same to you, Dominic. You had a caller this morning asking you with regard to the 1776 amount that went to the military,
yes,
and asking why that couldn't go to the middle class people. I had a woman ask the same question to me, and I said I would find out about that. And this is what it is. The president is allowed to give funds to the military. He's not allowed to do that for health insurance for the average person. He wants to do that, but Congress has to give permission for that. He can only do it for the military, but he wants to do it for the average person, but he is not allowed to do that. It has to be Congress that gives that permission, and we are waiting to have Congress give that permission.
Right, and you know, Gene, thank you for the clarification. I have a funny feeling that President Trump is going to find a way to get it done. You know, sometimes it's tough, and I understand that the caller, you know, he wants the middle class to receive the funds, and it's not over. The money is probably coming, but like you said, Congress has to approve it, and therein lies the problem, because Democrats are not going to do anything that's going to make Trump look good. Gene, you have the final word.
You got it.
Well, thank you for that,
it.
Gene, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you so much for the wonderful call. We've got to take a break. When we come back, more of your telephone calls. Stay with us.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
This is Charlie. He's my part rescue dog, part whirlwind. Half of his breakfast always ends up on the floor. And he leaves fur everywhere. That's why I grabbed the Bissell Power Clean Fur Finder. It's cordless, powerful, and actually finds fur you don't even see. If you've got a pet like Charlie, you've got fur everywhere. The Power Clean Fur Finder gets that. Discover how Power Clean Fur Finder makes pet cleanups effortless at Bissell.com.
Looking for the perfect gift? Blink has you covered. With a Blink security camera, you're giving the gift of peace of mind.
A camera? Isn't that hard for them to set up?
It's simple to install anywhere, and they'll always know what's happening at home.
Okay, that's actually perfect.
Perfect indeed. Give the gift of smart security with Blink, so they can check in on home from anywhere this holiday season. Shop now at Amazon.com/Blink.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana lets you buy your next car on your terms. Explore a massive inventory online, filter for what matters, and find your perfect match. Then choose delivery to your home or pick it up at one of Carvana's iconic car vending machines. Every car also comes with a 7-day money-back guarantee, so you can make sure it's the right fit. Buy your car on Carvana. Delivery or pickup fees may apply. Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Carvana.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And again, folks, here we are, just 48 hours away from Christmas. Let's continue with your telephone calls. Line 3, Linda in New Jersey. Good morning, Linda. What's on your mind?
Hi. Well, I'd like to thank Sherman, the last couple of callers you had, and he said that illegal aliens are overwhelming our social services, and he's absolutely right. It takes me, I live in a sanctuary city of New Jersey, it takes me 6 weeks to get a doctor's sick appointment. I'm talking about a sick appointment, not a regular annual or semi-annual. I'm talking if I get really sick, like a virus or something. I can't get it. I could beg them and my doctors in Inglewood and in that association, and I cannot get an appointment for 6 months. So I'm the one that would have to go to the ER and pay a $6,000 bill. And certainly they're not going to take care of that price. I'll have to take care of that price.
But wait,
so
Linda, you can't. Wait, Linda, you can't go to an urgent care.
There is those, but they're not always available, and it's not always, you might not feel that it's appropriate for you, or you just, it's just difficult. It's just they're clogging up our system, and we shouldn't even have sanctuary cities, and we shouldn't even have these worries. And also, it's the overcrowding on the roads, it's the drugs, it's the, it's everything. It's drunk driving. It's
crime,
population in New Jersey. But I wanted to say something about Ilhan Omar, if I may. Ilhan Omar, she entered the country fraudulently in 1995 as a member of the Omar family, which allegedly isn't her real name. Her father's name is Ilham. Her real name is Ilham Sursad, like her father, Sir said. And she was refused as a refugee, as Sir said. So she took the name of friends that were named Omar that actually got into the country. That's not her real name. She's an imposter. I mean, they could do a DNA test right now and find out she's not an Omar.
Wow.
Why is she still here? Why don't we deport her?
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, let me just tell you that Glenn Beck did 2 shows on it, and also David Steinberg, who's a writer, also did.
That doesn't mean it's accurate because they did shows on it. I don't want to divert into someone else. That doesn't mean it's accurate. That just means that it doesn't mean their take is accurate. It just means they focused on it. I don't like to give credibility to someone else when I don't know what went into their work to reach their findings. That's just a journalism thing with me, Linda.
Well,
but Linda, thank you so.
What do you think?
Go ahead.
Putting down our army and talking about Al Qaeda as being the one to respect. I mean,
when you say Al Qaeda to be the one to respect, I have no idea what you're referring to, Linda.
She did a speech, and she said, "Oh, nobody cares when they say, the U.S. Army, but they pay attention when they say Al Qaeda." And she gets all excited about Al Qaeda. I mean, she's obviously, she's never going to be an American. She's more interested in being an Al Qaeda.
Right. We've already. Hey, Linda, thank you for the great call. As far as I'm concerned, we already spent too much time on Ilhan Omar. She's a complete fraud, a joke, and she should be shown the door. I do want to quickly get to this. Walls, Governor Dum Dum facing mass calls to resign, billions in additional fraud. This is Alpha News journalist Liz Collin.
It's interesting. He's made quite a few maneuvers that are questionable, I would say, over these last years. Now appointing, I should say, a fraud czar. But he closed at the statewide level an office that investigated fraud for many years. There are questions about that. This has only renewed the call for Governor Tim Walz to resign. He is currently running for a third term as governor, but this has really ramped up under his watch the last 7 years, all of this fraud exploding.
And that's Liz Collin, a journalist that you're listening to there. I wish we had time for the entire soundbite. We just don't. Folks, I'm back at 3 p.m. Eastern. I want you to do me a big favor, if you will. Have a great day and have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Take my word for it. I live there. Come to Florida. Get pre-approved right now with my guy Michael Kotze. Call him at 561-441-2730. He's got Choice Mortgage and a great real estate team. Get pre-approved right now. Michael Kotze, 561-441-2730. Buy in Florida right now. Don't wait. Save money on state taxes. Make your move today with Choice Mortgage. Trust me, Florida is waiting. This guy's so good, he did my commercials in Florida too. Mike Kotze, 561-441-2730. A ride.